Hello guys, how are you all? So I hope you all are fine, and I'm receiving many messages from you all that we are scared for the current affairs and we can't do the current affairs thing, and it's not easy to remember each and every current affairs, and is current affairs study material enough? Can we skip some pages, and can we skip the study material topics, etc, etc? So today I'll try to clear your each and every confusion about the current affairs, and it's a request to you to please follow the video timings for the same. So now the first question which pop-ups in every student mind is that how many months current affairs we should cover. So guys, it's suggested to you to cover the current affairs from the month of Feb till October. Okay, so from 3rd Feb till 21st October you should be aware about the major developments and the major changes in the country. And now the another question which will come in your mind is that why 21st October. So the thing is that institute has clarified in their prospectus that we are not going to ask you the questions related with the country or economy that has happened in the month of your exam. Okay, so whatever major developments or changes which will occur in the month of your exam, they are not going to ask you that. Okay, so you should be aware about the happenings and major developments, etc, that has happened in the country 1 month before your exam. Okay, so try to cover the current affairs from the month of Feb till October, or from the month of Jan till October. Okay, so now the next question is that does the institute ask the questions out of syllabus for current affairs? Yes guys, particularly for current affairs they have asked the questions in the August 2020 attempt which were out of syllabus, that is out of study material, and the current affairs is for 20 marks, right? So they have asked the questions only for 5 marks, 5 to 8 marks for current affairs from study material. Rest 12 to 15 marks was from out of the syllabus. Okay, that is from out of study material. So they have asked that questions related to the ministers and the recent schemes launched and the major developments, major changes in the country, any judgment given by the Supreme Court, any case which was highlighted, etc, etc. So you should be aware about the current developments, major changes, initiatives, schemes, etc, etc. Whatever is happening in the country, be aware about it. So now the next question is that which app or site we should refer for current affairs. So guys, I would suggest you to refer any site for competitive exams on which the current affairs are updated daily. There are some sites on which current affairs are updated daily, like GK Today, like Jagran Josh, like Economic Times, like In Short app. Then there is an site called Bankers Adda. I am not aware about the app thing. Okay, and for Jagran Josh, daily they upload the GK quiz related to the national and international affair. So you should refer the sites, and any or if any site is in your mind, you can refer that also. It's not necessary that you should refer the sites only. If there is any other site on which they upload the current affairs daily, so you should refer that site. And for current affairs, I would suggest you as of now cover national affairs only. Okay, whatever is happening in our country. Okay, because they will ask you the questions about our country and not about the another country. Okay, now the next question is that should we ignore the current affairs study material as we are already reading from the sites? So guys, I would say no, you should not ignore the study material, as there are some chapters which are important and the questions from that are asked in the past attempt, that is in the August attempt. So you should not ignore the study material wholly, but yeah, you can skip some pages. I would suggest you to skip some pages. Now talking about chapter 1 and chapter 2, you don't have to ignore this chapter. This both chapters are most important for exam, like chapter 1 and chapter 2. Chapter 2 is about financial affairs, so you should not ignore this chapter. Of course, if there are any data statistics part, you can ignore that. Okay, as reading about the data is easy, but remembering the data is very difficult. So I understand that. So ignore the data part, ignore the statistic part, but do not ignore the topics which are given in this chapter 1 and chapter 2. For example, in chapter 1 there is information given about the BRICS, the summits, etc. So you should not ignore that. And for chapter 2, the chapter 2 is financial affairs, so in that data part is not there, but they have given information about the RBI, okay, and the banking system and the union budget. So you should not skip this chapter at all. Chapter 1 and chapter 2 is most important. Now talking about chapter 3, so here I am talking about the chapters which you should not skip. Okay, so the chapters which I am quoting right now, you should not skip that pages. the pages which have not been mentioned by me for chapter 3 and chapter 4, you can skip that. So for chapter 3, do not skip the topic given from page number 59 to 61. Now on page number 59 to 61, I know that the list of cabinet ministers, state ministers is given. Now it's very difficult thing to remember the name of each and every minister. So what I would suggest you is that do not learn the name of ministers of all the ministries, okay, but do not skip the minister's name. For example, Ministry of Finance, you should remember that. Ministry of Commerce, for example, the Minister of Commerce ministry is Piyush Goyal. Ministry of Railway, again Piyush Goyal, okay. Ministry of Food, Public and Distribution, again Piyush Goyal, okay. Then Ministry of Transport, it's Nitin Gadkari. Example, Ministry of Commerce, Ministry of External Affairs, Ministry of Finance, then there's a Ministry of Food, Ministry of Railway, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Transport. You should remember the name of minister for this ministries, okay. Others you can skip, okay, it's your choice, as I know remembering each and every name is very difficult. Now again, there is some pages which you should not skip from chapter 3, that is page number 67 to 71. You should not skip these pages. For chapter 4, do not skip the pages from 80 to 85. On page number 80, information about ICSI is given. Then in this chapter, you will find some major changes and the constitution amendments and some Supreme Court judgments, okay. You can skip page number 86 and 87. So guys, I would suggest you to daily take out some time. Daily you will have to invest at least 1.5 hours for current affairs. So try to give 1 hour to current affairs study material and rest half an hour to current affairs app or site, whichever you are referring. And guys, along with study material and this app or site or newspaper, whichever you are referring, you will have to refer ICSI e-bulletin also, okay, which is uploaded every month in the CSEET section. Now what exactly is an e-bulletin? So an e-bulletin, institute updates the MCQs for current affairs and other subjects. Hardly 20 MCQs are uploaded for each chapter, I would say, or each subject, and they also give some topics which you have to cover for exam month. So e-bulletin is also important to cover. Also, I would suggest you to go through the ICSI mock test updated for CSET students in the CSET section. Especially for current affairs, you should give that mock test because you will get knowledge and you will get idea how the questions are being asked in the exam, especially for current affairs. Now the next question is that how many topics to cover in a day, as we have a very few days left for exam. So guys, I would suggest you try to cover 2 to 3 topics in a day, okay. And the next thing is that guys, you don't have to read that topic in depth, okay. Just remember the schemes and the initiative launched and the motives behind that schemes or the initiatives, okay, the name of ministers and recent banks collaboration, etc, etc, recent border transactions, like if you will watch the news, so right now also the news is being highlighted about the India and China border, okay. So be aware about that thing, but do not read that in depth because in exam they are gonna to ask you in the MCQ format and not in a subjective format, okay. And basically they ask about the names of the scheme, the years of the scheme, the names of the ministers, etc, etc. So they don't go in depth for current affairs. So you also don't have to go in depth for the current affairs and do not learn the current affairs, I would say, because if you'll open the Jagran Josh site or any other site, the current affairs have been given in depth, okay. And in exam they are not going to ask you in depth, okay. So do not learn in depth, just understand what exactly is the reason behind it, that's it. Now the next thing is that how to remember all the current affairs, as I know that many of you face this problem. When you read it, it's very easy for you, but when it comes to remembering the names, the schemes, the initiatives being launched, the name of the ministers, ministries, the dates, the year, it's quite a hectic job. So I am aware about it. So what you can do is guys, first make the notes, okay, make charts also, and do not write the paragraphs, do not copy the content which is being available on any app or site for current affairs, and do not copy paste, I would say. Try to convert that whole topics and the paragraphs, the lengthy content about the current topics in one liner. Okay, because in exam they are going to ask you the MCQs now, so try to make your own MCQs for current affairs, I would say. If you do not like to write, or you're lazy in writing, or you're unable to frame your own MCQs or one liners, what you can do is just highlight the keyword. Okay, what you have to do is just copy paste the content which is available on the site, because it's very easy to copy the content from the site, but it's difficult to copy the current affairs content from the current affairs, because they have blocked the copy and the pasting. So what you can do is just copy the content from the current affairs site, okay, then paste it in your Microsoft Word or presentation or Excel, whatever you are referring, and then convert it in the chart format. Okay, so you can convert that content easily. So what you can do is just install the Microsoft Word presentation or Excel app, copy paste from the site, and then paste it in your Microsoft Word or any other application which you are referring, and convert it into the chart format. Okay, you can do that. It's very easy to do. If you do not like this idea, then the next idea is that type 5 MCQs in a day in your notepad. You have to follow this till your exam. Okay, then click the screenshot of the MCQs which you have saved in your notepad and set it as your wallpaper. Now the next question which will pop up in your mind is that why we have to set it as a wallpaper. So the thing is that, guys, there is a thing called audio visual effect. Okay, so whenever you will open your phone, whenever you will watch your home screen or your lock screen, etc., you will see this MCQ. Guys, whenever you will try to recollect the MCQs now, or any other MCQs, not particularly this MCQs, this image which you have set it as your wallpaper will always play in your mind. This is called the audio visual impact, because when you watch the movie, you recollect it. Okay, you get the idea about it instantly, and you remember the story of the film for lifetime. But when it comes to reading a book, you just forget the contents in 2 or 3 hours. Okay, so that's the difficulty. But when it comes to audio visual thing, it creates an impact in your mind. Okay, now I hope that no doubts have been left in your mind. If you have any doubts, you can DM me on Instagram, or you can comment down below. Bye guys, take care.